I'm going to combine the next two because they are both somewhat related. They're both parents doing incredibly stupid things with regards to their children. 804-447-0601 if you want to get in on this. Hit our Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. Facebook page. Hit us on Twitter at Big Rube about Twitter.
NOHLFSTEPPIN.
Feel free to hit us up if you've got comments on this. First one I'm going to get to is somewhat lighthearted, but not really. And then the other one is very, very, very sad. And I'm going to kind of say them both, and then I'll have you get your opinions on it. Mother makes 12-year-old wear diaper for bad grades. This was a Minnesota couple who's facing charges after allegedly shaving their 12-year-old daughter's head and forcing her to run up and down the street in a diaper. Stephanie Ann Broughton and her husband, 34-year-old Darnell Allen Landrum, were each charged with one count of malicious punishment. Of course, the male here in this case is the stepfather. Police arrived yesterday, to find a crowd of 30 to 50 people watching the girl as she ran in nothing but a diaper and a tank top. Officers believe the girl had been outside for about a half an hour before a neighbor alerted police. Of course, the child was, quote, crying hysterically as her parents forced her to do such. The other story I wanted to mention was a extremely, extremely sad story that came out of Brevard County, Florida just today, where a mother identified as 33-year-old Tanya Thomas sent a warning text message to a friend before she ended up killing her 4 children by gunfire before she ended up turning the gun on herself. Those children ranged in age between the ages of, I believe, 7 and 15 years of age. So my question is this. What the hell is wrong with people these days, y'all? Why are we treating our children in this way? If the first story, is an overzealous parent who's trying to make a point, which I somewhat understand her motive. I can't stand her method. You don't embarrass your kid that way. It's similar to the cases where we've seen popping up all over the nation where parents are making their kids stand on corners for, stand on
wearing
corners, signs and things
right.
like that. So that's that parent. And then this parent, which, this Brevard County, Florida case is breaking, so we don't have a lot of the details. But, this person killed her 4 kids. So, Big Rube, I'm going to start with you on this one. What the hell is going on with parents where they feel that their only recourse is to, A, embarrass their children, and B, kill their children to solve whatever their problems are? What the hell?
The sad part about it is there's so many parents and people who can't have children and they want to have children. The adoption agency is a way to go. And, it's to me, it's just sad. Any harm done to a child is death penalty material. Simple as that. We were talking about it earlier. You can't hurt children. You just can't. There's no, I can't. No, you cannot. You cannot physically or mentally hurt children. It's just not looked upon positively. It is not a good idea. And frankly, it's really freaking annoying.
Carl?
I'll tell you like this. I can understand why they punished the daughter. Just the extreme method they took was over the top. Yeah. Granted, when I didn't make good grades, mom and dad took away the TV. Talk about somebody that was upset. Man, I struggled for the next 9 weeks to make sure I brought up that C to a B or something. So, parenting changes have taken place. We had a big thing on corporal punishment, spankings and whatnot. How many kids now that get spankings? Not many.
No, because the kids a lot of time, and before I make that point, I'll just say that parenting styles today are different than they were when people our age were children. I see oftentimes you have parents who are not much older than their children. I see oftentimes parents who are afraid of their children. When I say afraid, not afraid their child would hurt them, but afraid that they may disappoint their child to the point where the child won't love them anymore. So maybe you won't spank them, or maybe you won't discipline them, or maybe you won't yell at them, or whatever it may be. Or you may have a parent who goes completely the other way, and maybe they don't physically beat them, but they beat their spirit, which is what this parent did by forcing the 12-year-old girl. Now, mind you, she didn't just make her go out there in the street with a diaper, which I really don't understand. At least with the parents who give the kid a sign, I understand what you're trying to do. But you shaved your girl. You shaved the head of your girl, and you made her walk in the street with a diaper on and a tank top to protest the fact that she brought home bad grades and she had been warned. That you know what? I was at a loss for words when I saw that. And then, of course, this mother today, when the children, after having been shot, went to the neighbor's house to try to get help, mom called them back in the house. Now, I don't understand why the kid came back to her after knowing what they had just done. The neighbor had been alerted by the gunshots. So the neighbor was already out there when the kids went to them. And when mom called them back, the kids went back, and that's when they were murdered by mom. You know, it wasn't just shoot you up, you're gone. It was shoot you, you get away. I say, no, don't run away, come back. And you come back, and then I shoot you some more. The level of insanity that you sometimes see with parents and the way they abuse their children, it's crazy. It's one of those things where, for all the parents who love their children, and there are many, most 99.9%, I would guess, love their children. But for that last little tiny percentage of parents who completely lose their damn mind and do something abusive to their child to the point where they either physically, emotionally, or sexually hurt not just a child, but their child, that I can't wrap my mind around. As the parent of a little girl who will soon be 12 in a couple of years, I understand what the psyche is like. I also understand how their hair can sometimes be viewed upon as their crown.
Mm-hmm.
And for mom, a woman, to be the one to lead the march to do such a thing to her own female child, I just, and I know I'm going back and forth between stories. I'm doing that for a reason, because I want to kind of highlight the insanity that we're dealing with here, Big Rope. I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it.
I don't either. And for a gentleman who doesn't have children, who would one day hope to have children, all this does is sicken me. And these parents need to be drawn quartered.
Right.